Number 2 is kind of similar to number 1 in your approach to solving this, but you have to know the difference between when there's no solution and when there's an infinite number of solutions. So all the ones from number 1, when you get an answer, x equals something, there's one solution. So if that happens, you got one solution. If you get something that makes a whole lot of sense, like 2 equals 2, that's always true. If you get something that's always true like this, there's an infinite number of solutions because anything that you plug in would work. It would make this side here equal to this side here. But if we get something like 0 equals 6, when we try to solve, this is never true. So there is nothing that you could plug in to make this equation true. So if you get something where this side never equals that side, there's going to be no solution. So let's go ahead and start solving these. You don't just want to guess on these, you want to work them out. So you should have paper and pencil. We're going to look at the first one. So the first one here, my first step, I'm going to put a red bullet by it and do all my work in red here. My first step would be to distribute that 6 through. So I've got 6x minus 24 minus x that's behind it here equals 6x plus 4. And then if we combine our like terms, 6x minus x would give me 5x minus 24 equals 6x plus 4. And right now I can see that my x's aren't matching up, so if I try to get my x's together, it's not going to cancel. So I'm going to end up with an answer for my x at the end. So right now I could go ahead and say one solution. But sometimes we have to know what that solution is. So I'll finish this one out real quick. We get negative 24 equals x plus 4. And then to get x by itself, we would subtract 4 from both sides. So we get an answer, x equals negative 28. So one solution there. All right, let me go ahead and put a little blue dot by this one. So with something like this, I am going to distribute this 7 through. And here I'm also going to distribute this negative 7 through. So if I distribute 7 through here, we get 21 minus 7x equals negative 7x minus 21, and then minus 4 in the back. So I can see here I've got negative 7x on both sides. So if I add 7x to each side right now, what happens is it goes away on both sides, and then I can see, does this side match that side? So on the left I have 21, and on the right, negative 21 minus 4 would be negative 25. This is never going to be true. So there is no solution for this one. I'm going to go ahead and look at the third one now. I just made the writing a little bit smaller there. So let's go ahead and look at this one. If I distribute this 1/3 through, it actually works pretty nice because both of those, when we times by 1/3, we get whole numbers. A third of 9 is going to be 3x. And a third of 45 is the same thing as taking 45 divided by 3, so I'm getting 15. And then on this side, I'm going to distribute the 3 through, so I get 3x plus 9 plus 6. And now I see the 3x's match on both sides. So I'm going to go ahead and just subtract the 3x's right now. And I'm going to see what I get. So on the left side, I got 15. And on the right side, 9 plus 6, that's 15. This is always true, so there's infinite solutions. Let's finish out that bottom one here now. So the bottom one, I'm going to distribute the 2 through. So I get 8x plus 4. Then I have a plus an x in the back there equals 9x minus 4. Combine like terms here. We have 9x plus 4 equals 9x minus 4. And I've got that 9x on both sides. So if I subtract 9x from both sides, we want to see what we get because the x's will cancel. I have a 4 equals a negative 4. That doesn't make any sense. That's never going to be true. No solution. All right. Moving to 3 and 4. 3 and 4 are kind of like the same question as each other, just asking for the opposite thing. So when I see something like 3, what is the y-intercept for this equation? I literally take my thumb and I say, okay, if I have a y-intercept, we want to let x equal 0. So if I let x equal 0, what's going to happen is this piece is going to go away. 8 times 0 goes away. So I take my thumb and I put it right over this 8x. So all I see then is this, 3y equals negative 24. And when I see that, I go, okay, how do I get y by itself? I divide by 3 on both sides. And if I divide by 3, negative 24 divided by 3 gives me negative 8. So the coordinate, our x was 0. Remember, your coordinate always goes x comma y. So our x was 0, and then our y would be negative 8. And same idea for number 4, the x-intercept. So when you're looking for an x-intercept, that's when you're going to let y equal 0. So same idea, if y equals 0, this negative 3 times 0 is going to go away. So I put my thumb over that. So if I put my thumb over that, what I see is 7x equals negative 28. And then I solve for x. I divide by 7 on both sides, and I'm getting x equals negative 4. So that's our x this time. Our x is negative 4. Remember, it goes x comma y. So our x is negative 4 and our y was 0. Okay, and then moving down to 5, sometimes people read this and they go, I don't know what general form is. General form is the form that we've been using for quite some time now. Okay, we're trying to get it in y equals ax plus b or mx plus b. That's the same thing, right? So this would identify what our slope is, this would identify what our y-intercept is, but really all we're doing is just trying to write it in this form. So we're trying to get y all by itself. So I'm going to start with 5x plus 3y equals 9. And I want to get y by itself. So if I want to get this by itself, I want to get that 5x to the other side. So now on the left-hand side, all I have is 3y. And on this right-hand side, we have this negative 5x, and then the 9 is positive, so it'd be plus 9. Notice the negative goes with the x part here, and the positive goes with the 9. So we want to get it in y equals mx plus b form. That's why I'm putting the x part first and then the number in the back. Then I'm trying to get y by itself, so I'm going to divide each of the pieces here by 3. So now I just have y equals, this is the same as negative 5/3 x, plus 9 divided by 3 would just give me 3. So that's what I'm going to put in here. Y equals negative 5/3 x plus 3.